The grand mansion loomed like a shadow against Prague's moonlit skyline. On this chilling Halloween night, its Gothic architecture seemed to breathe, with flickering jack-o'-lanterns lining the path and eerie cobwebs clinging to the towering windows. Inside, the atmosphere was electric, as costumed guests filled the grand hall, their laughter mixed with eerie music and the soft crackle of candlelight. Among the revelers stood Akiko Mori, her dark, elegant kimono with intricate lace detailing setting her apart in the crowd. Her delicate features, framed by her silky black hair, contrasted with the vibrant, extravagant costumes around her. Yet, her serene presence had always drawn attention, especially that of her fiancé, Jakub Marek. Jakub appeared to be the perfect partner, charming, attentive, and deeply in love with Akiko. But beneath his appealing facade, Jakub harbored a darkness few could ever suspect. For 2 years, he hid numerous affairs, maintaining an illusion of love while secretly fixating on the connections Akiko's family could bring to his career. Deceptive and controlling, he was blind to the consequences of his actions, and tonight, he would finally face them. Across the room, Martina Novikova, Akiko's best friend, mingled confidently. Dressed as a witch, Martina's costume was sultry yet elegant, drawing admiring glances. Recently divorced, she exuded newfound confidence, and her friends all knew her knack for detecting infidelity, a gift she jokingly referred to as her witch's intuition. Little did anyone know that this gift was more than a quirky talent. Martina's insight was bound to a silent, lifelong curse, one that had shadowed her since childhood. Only she knew of its presence, speaking to it only in the still moments when no one was near. The group soon gathered around her, curious as always. A friend teased, "Is it true? You can always tell when a guy's cheating." Martina flashed a sly smile. "Only when I'm single," she quipped, with a mischievous glint in her eyes. "My radar's on high alert when I'm unattached." Everyone laughed, but Akiko, ever intrigued by Martina's claims, raised an eyebrow. "How does it work?" she asked. Martina leaned in conspiratorially, her voice dropping to a near whisper. "I talk to a guy for a little while, get a feel for his vibe, and boom, I just know." Jakub, standing nearby, felt a cold sweat break out across his back. He watched with growing anxiety as Martina effortlessly read the men around her, calling them out with her usual sharp instincts. The night pressed on, the guests urging Martina to test her ability on various men. One by one, she declared them either loyal or unfaithful, adding intimate details no one should know, sending gasps of surprise through the crowd. Jakub kept a wary eye on her, his heartbeat quickening as she approached the truth about him. Unable to contain his growing fear, Jakub followed Martina as she excused herself, slipping into the bathroom with a friend. He leaned outside the door, listening. Inside, her friend was playful yet curious. "What about Jakub?" she whispered. "He's engaged to Akiko. Do you get any vibes from him?" Martina paused, her expression darkening. "Definitely. 100%, she whispered back. "Jakub's a cheater if I've ever seen one." Jakub clenched his fists, silently slipping away before they noticed him. His mind raced as he retreated into the crowd, now consumed with a desperate urgency to silence Martina before she spread his secrets around even more. Jakub's first opportunity came as Martina walked toward the mansion's upper balcony, overlooking the garden below. The stairs were steep, and the path dimly lit, the perfect place for a quiet accident. He followed her up, but just as he was about to approach, Akiko appeared, her voice bright. "Jakub, come here. I want you to meet someone." He forced a smile, nodding as he abandoned his plan, feeling the sting of frustration as his opportunity slipped away. Returning to the main hall, Jakub decided to change tactics. Poison would be a sure thing, especially on a night when everyone was drinking. As he stood by the bar, he pulled a small vial from his pocket, his mind calculating and cold. Jakub ordered 2 drinks, covertly adding a few drops of poison to one glass. He approached Martina with a charming smile. "Here, I thought you might want something refreshing," he said, holding out the poisoned drink. Martina took the glass with a smile, unaware of his intent. Just as she was about to raise it to her lips, Akiko pulled both Jakub and Martina into a circle of friends for a Halloween game, interrupting his plan again. Martina set her drink down, laughing as she joined the game. Jakub's frustration grew, but his determination remained unshaken. As the night wore on, Jakub became more desperate. He seized another moment to retrieve the drink he'd prepared for Martina, determined to end this once and for all. In the chaos, he grabbed what he thought was the poisoned glass, but in his haste, he'd lost track of which drink was which. Feeling a surge of bitter triumph, Jakub took a sip, raising his glass in a silent toast as he imagined Martina's imminent demise. But within moments, Jakub felt his vision blur and his stomach twist in agony. A chilling realization dawned on him. He'd poisoned himself. He staggered forward, clutching his chest, as the room began to spin. Guests gasped as he collapsed to the floor, his breaths shallow and labored. Akiko rushed to his side, horrified. "What's happening?" His vision faded, and the last thing he saw was Akiko's tear-streaked face before darkness consumed him. In the aftermath, guests quietly departed, shaken by Jakub's mysterious death. Akiko clung to Martina, devastated and confused. Later, as the mansion emptied, Martina stood alone by a darkened window, her gaze distant. A quiet presence lingered beside her, though invisible to others, a faint, shadowed whisper in her mind, a voice she'd known her whole life. "Thank you for the hint," she murmured, barely above a whisper, her words directed at the silent curse that had shielded her all these years. The curse, a constant yet unspoken presence, echoed a knowing whisper in return, satisfied with its role in fate's twisted game. Martina's dark intuition was not merely a party trick. It was a bond with something ancient, a hidden force that had chosen her as its vessel. The mansion, once filled with laughter, now stood silent, a grim reminder of the poisoned masquerade that Halloween night.